Alright, so before I begin this, I just want to say in the initial IGN video that I made not too long ago, I still stand by what I said, and I think that they gave the game an unfair chance. After playing the game, I wanted to make my own review on the game to actually tell you guys how my experience was with it and give out my full thoughts on the actual game itself. So that's what I'm going to do today. And then before we start, I just want to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I know, big milestone, it's huge. But I just checked today and I got 100. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll make another video. So here we go, another Suicide Squad video. And this is going to be the last Suicide Squad video I ever make. You're not getting anything else out of me about Suicide Squad. The next video I want to make is going to be about my anticipated games of 2024. So I'm going to try and work on that right after this one. Let me just get straight into this. Alright, so Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. It's been going around, seen on the internet pretty much everywhere. Probably one of the most controversial games that I have ever personally been involved with, I guess you could say. On one side, you got the people who are like, oh, I love this game, it's absolutely amazing. And they were hyped going into it, and they're hyped coming out of it, and they love the game. It's their favorite of the year so far. Then you got the other side of people, they really, really hate it. They thought it was going to suck going into it. And they were like, oh, this game looks terrible. It's already terrible after playing it. It's absolutely garbage. Or the people that are like, I'm not going to play it because it just looks bad. I take more of a middle ground personally on this situation. I think there's good things in the game, but I would have to say there is a lot wrong. A lot of bad things with this game too. So the best part of the game for me specifically is going to have to be the gameplay. I specifically want to talk about the traversal because that was a big talking point of this game before it launched, and it held up. The traversal is really good. It's probably the best part of the game for me personally is the traversal. You got Boomerang. He uses his boomerang and he zips around with the Speed Force gauntlet that he has, and he's able to teleport and use the Speed Force to run up buildings and stuff. You got Deadshot. He uses a jetpack, which the jetpack does what you think it would do. It's a jetpack. It's just really fun to use. King Shark, he has a super jump and he can air dash, and he can also do an air smash thing on the ground. And then Harley Quinn has Batman Arkham specifically traversal. She uses a grappling hook. She can swing around, and then she can grapple up to the top of rooftops and stuff, just like how you would see in Arkham games and all that. Another thing around the gameplay is the gunplay. And it's very obvious that it's a looter shooter when it comes to the gunplay. I like the gunplay. The different gun types are all fun to use, and it kind of fits the theme of the game, the story and the theme of the characters and stuff. The gunplay just kind of fits. It doesn't feel really out of place, and I kind of like it. They use melee attacks as well, which don't do damage, but they're kind of just used for harvesting shields and stunning enemies, stuff like that. Deadshot has his wrist guns. Boomerang uses his boomerang, which is crazy, right? Who knew he uses boomerang? Harley Quinn uses a bat, and then King Shark, he uses these cleavers that he gets. Also, throughout the game, you can unlock various different upgrades. There's a talent tree in the game, which is a skill tree. You just unlock talent points for each talent tree for your character. And you can use that to just unlock different abilities and stuff and upgrade your traversal and weapon damage and all that. There's vendors in the Hall of Justice, which is kind of the hub in this game. This would be Penguin and Poison Ivy. Penguin you can go to and you can craft new guns. Poison Ivy you can go to and you can get afflictions, which are status effects that you can apply to your melee weapons or grenades. And these characters that you buy stuff from and help you throughout the game, they're considered support squad characters. So they're not playable Suicide Squad characters, but they're support squad characters that can give you different gear and stuff if you do their missions, which you can find throughout the open world. Which this brings me to the open world itself and the different types of side objectives you can find. There's random encounters obviously that you can find around, just enemies doing their thing, and you just go in there and shoot them up and then get XP from that. There's also the squad missions, as I said before, the support squad missions. For those, you basically you do the mission for each character and you get something that kind of relates to that character. Mostly it's just guns and stuff. For Poison Ivy quests, you can get new afflictions that you can apply. Penguin, you unlock new guns. Stuff like that. And then lastly, there's the story missions. Now we're getting to the part where the game really falls off. And this could be me personally, but I think a lot of people are gonna kind of agree with this. I'm not gonna lie. Specifically, I wanted to talk about the PC performance. It is so bad on PC. It is like, it's not the worst. I mean, I've seen way worse. We've seen Cyberpunk, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, games like that. They had terrible performance. This game isn't nearly as bad, but it's still pretty bad. Considering that Rocksteady themselves even said that it was going to be the most optimized game on PC that they've ever made. For optimized, this is not very optimized. I'm playing on an RTX 3060, and it's not like the most powerful graphics card, right? But it should be able to run the game at like medium settings or even high. And I'm running it on medium settings in the gameplay that you're seeing throughout this video. And you can tell that there are frame drops and a lot of performance issues with the game graphically. And I think it's because they added this third-party DRM like last minute, and that stuff, it completely like destroys your performance. Like, you don't get good performance when they add that to a game. So no matter what GPU you're going to be using, your performance is not going to be as good as it could be. It's just going to be like pretty bad. Another major downside of this game are the mission types and the repetitiveness of these mission types. And like, it's one thing for side content to be repetitive. I had no problem with that in like the Spider-Man games and other open world games where like the side content is just like the same thing that you're kind of just doing over and over again. But in this game, it's not just the side content that's repetitive. It's the main story content that also gets repetitive. And the main story missions are starting to like get, combined with the side missions in a sense. It's kind of hard for me to differentiate if I'm playing a side mission or a main story mission. And that is not a good look for any game. So this actually hindered my opinion on the story in the late game a lot, because to get through the story, I had to go through a lot of boring quests. And even the boss fights throughout the story got repetitive in a sense. I mean, they're all different and unique in their own ways, but it was just kind of like you shoot the boss here, you shoot the boss there, you damage the boss, you stun the boss. It's just you shoot them. You just shoot them with guns the whole time. There's no like unique mechanics for any of the bosses. So yeah, when you have to go through the boring missions just to proceed through the story, it kind of makes your opinion on the story a little bit less positive. And this is really bad, because if they want people to be playing this game for years to come and then they're repeating these types of mission styles, it's just, I don't see this game lasting very long. All right, and then the last part I want to talk about is the story, because it is the most controversial part about the game. It takes place in the Arkham universe, so the same universe the Arkham Batman games took place in. The Suicide Squad is sent to go kill the Justice League, who is being controlled by Brainiac. And then this also includes the Batman from the Batman Arkham games. And like, so far, it's not terrible. The early game, it was okay. It was pretty good. I mean, I thought the build-up was kind of interesting, and I was getting interested in the game. Then you get to the middle half, and I would say the moment you hit that halfway, it falls off completely. You start to get into the Batman story stuff, which I'm not going to spoil anything, but they made some really questionable choices regarding Batman's story in this game. And I'm not going to lie, I think me and a lot of other people really did not like the way that they executed their story regarding Batman. It just was really bad. It was really bad. I'm going to be straight up. It was terrible. But yeah, the early game was fun. It's just, it really falls off in quality that second half. And I'm honestly, I don't think there's much coming back from this. I don't think that they're going to really be able to like build the story up from where they left off. It's they kind of just ruin like the entire Arkham universe in a sense. I mean, I don't want to be one of those people that's like a huge Arkham fanboy, but honestly, they just kind of ruined the story that they were going for. It really wasn't a good ending to a game. So I guess overall, I would give Suicide Squad a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's got good gameplay. It's just the story and the mission variety is severely lacking in quality. And like, maybe with future updates, things are going to change, and the new content that they're adding, maybe the story will like get better in a sense. But where it's at right now at launch, I personally wouldn't recommend buying the game unless it's on sale. I mean, if you want to play a live service game to go shoot some enemies and do a couple side missions and like get gear and stuff, it's okay. It's good for that, I guess. But if you're looking for like a Batman or just a superhero storyline in general, I honestly can't recommend this game to you, to be honest. So that's it.